If you were to go overseas and you tell someone there you're from Australia, chances are they'll have a mental image, like the picture on the left, a very dry and sunburnt country. Now that's part of our national identity, but drought is bad for agriculture. We've had 12 major droughts in Australia since the 1860s. The last major drought decreased the Australian GDP by 1.6%. And going forward, the agricultural sector is going to lose $5.5 billion every year due to drought-related losses. How do we solve this? How do we make plants smarter and hardier? Our solution is to say, can we take inspiration from screening drugs for cancer and apply that to look for novel chemical compounds that we can spray onto crop plants? In doing so, we're going to activate a particular drought sensor that we know is actually present in all the major crop species that we're using today. Once that drought sensor is activated, it's going to help the plant conserve water much faster and much more efficiently than it otherwise would have done. This is still a very early stage project at this point, but in the last 14 months, we have gone from screening 13,000 compounds down to our top 12 candidates. And our preliminary experiments are proving highly encouraging. We are seeing increases in drought tolerance by 20%. Plants are surviving 20% longer in drought. They are retaining 20% more water in their leaves. So going forward, what we really want to do is to start talking to external parties, stakeholders, ag biotech companies, farmers, community groups, to figure out what's the best solution that works for everyone. And from there, hopefully in the long term, a product out to market. Because if we can improve drought tolerance of our crops, what does that mean? Obviously, we protect against the devastating yield losses that we see during drought. But going into environmental impacts as well, can we, if we develop water-efficient plants, start drawing less water out of the Murray-Darling Basin? Can we start looking at soils that right now are just a little bit too dry for conventional agriculture? And ultimately, all of these impacts combined mean that in a world that's increasingly volatile, increasingly harsh, and unpredictable, we can safeguard our food production and our security. Thank you.